Okay, today we're going to increase and decrease amounts by a percentage. First of all, we're going to do this without a calculator, and then we'll get a calculator later on. So we're going to start with two examples. First of all, an increase. And what we do is rely on the methods we already know about calculating a percentage of an amount, and then just add it on if you're increasing and take it on if you're decreasing. So I'm going to start with an increase, and the example is increase £42 by 20%. So we're not allowed a calculator, so we'd first of all find 10% of £42, which will be £4.20, and then we'd find 20% by doubling that, so 20% of 42 would be £8.40, and then we're increasing, so we're doing £42 add £8.40, which would give us a total of £50 and 40 pence. So we work out the percentage and add it on. If we're decreasing, we work out the percentage we want and then subtract it. So a similar type of method here, slightly different numbers. So I'm decreasing 90 by 15%. So I find out what 10% will be first, so 10% of 90 would be 9, and then 5% of 90 would be 4.5, half of that amount. 15% would therefore be both of these two amounts added together, so that would be 13.5. So to do the decrease, I'd do 90 and then I'd subtract 13.5, which is 76.5. So I've decreased by subtracting my 15% away from my original. We're now going to use a calculator, and to do that we're going to use the decimal multiplier method that you'll have seen before. So we're going to start off with an increase, and you can see the numbers are a little more difficult here, but that doesn't matter because we have our calculators. So increase £66 by 13%. So how I'm going to approach this is I'm going to say the original is 100%. I'm increasing it by 13%. So in effect, I've got 113% of my £66. And now I do what we've done previously by using a decimal multiplier. 113% is equivalent to 1.13. The of becomes a multiplier. The 66 stays as it is, and I just type it in my calculator, 1.13 multiplied by 66, and I get an answer of £74.58. And the decimal multiplier, because I've already added it on, does it all in one part. So I don't need to then add or subtract anything on, it does it all together. I'll do another example here, just to confirm what we do. So I'm increasing 21.6 by 7%. So if I add on 7 to my original 100%, I'm going to end up with 107% of 21.6. My decimal multiplier will be 1.07 multiplied by 21.6. As you can see, if you're doing with this without a calculator, it would take a while, but on a calculator, we simply type it in and I get an answer of 23.112. So that's increase. We add on the percentage we want to increase to 100% and then use a decimal multiplier. Very similar for decreasing, but this time we take the percentage off 100%. So if I want to decrease 19.2 by 11%, I'm actually going to work out 89%, because that's 100 subtract 11, 89% of 19.2. Use the decimal multiplier in exactly the same way. This time it's 0.89. Just worth noting at this point that when you're decreasing, it's less than 1. When you're increasing, it's greater than 1. So 0.89 multiplied by 19.2, 0.89 multiplied by 19.2. Just read the answer off your calculator, 17.088. and then one here that's got slightly more complicated numbers but works in exactly the same way. So I'm decreasing 117 by 21.1%. So if I take 21.1 off 100, I'm actually going to end up with 78.9. Just to be absolutely clear where I've got this from, if I add the 21.1 back onto here, I will end up with 100%. So this is 78.9% of 117, and then the decimal multiplier here will be 0.789, just dividing that by 100 to turn it into a decimal, multiplied by 117.0789 multiplied by 117 equals 92.313. So if I'm increasing by a percent with decimal multiplier, I add the percentage I want to 100% to start with. If I'm decreasing, I take it off 100%, and then I just use a decimal multiplier as I've used previously.